All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. So delighted to be here on the call today. This is Mihir Magudia. I'm in our Oxfordshire office today. Lots and lots going on with the business. I'm looking at a few UK team members who are currently having a meeting here and doing some work here. It's always great to be in this office, always great to be talking to all of you. Let's see who we've got on the call today. I've got a good old contingent from the UK, actually. Oh, there we are. Oh, Ivliana Primosh, good to see you, my friends. How are you? Let's have a look. People from all over the world. Wow. Lots of new people from new markets. Welcome to Leo. Welcome to the business. Delighted to have you here. A big old Pakistani contingent there from about. The winner of our Founders Award, Rachel, has joined us on the call today. Always an honor and a privilege to have Rach here and the Philippine team. Robin, Trinidad, how you going? Nice to see you here. Stefan from Sweden's here as always. Brilliant. Lovely to see so many people from all over the world. I've just counted, I think, 14 different countries as I skipped through then. From Pakistan, from Finland, from Sweden, from the Philippines, from the Caribbean. Gosh, it's a bit early for you guys, but thank you for joining us. Obviously from the UK and all the way out late into the evening in the Philippines as well. Wonderful to have you. So much going on with the business and so much to talk about today as well. So we've been back from Mauritius for about a week. This is the first call I've been able to do since then, and I'm still sort of reeling from what I think was, I don't think it's unfair to say this, but probably the best event that Leo has ever done in its 6 years now of events, of building, of direct sales of this business. I think Mauritius was far and away the best event that we've ever done, and I was so privileged to be there. I was so proud to spend time with all of you, and I was so honored to get so much time with some of our big global leaders to talk about our business, to talk about our work, and to talk about our future. So, like usual on this call, we always start with recognition, but there's a little bit of different recognition today. Today we're recognizing 2 new members of the Leo board. And they are Wendy Lee, who is the GM of our Asia Pacific region, and Waqas Suhail, who is the GM of the Dubai region. We are absolutely delighted to have them join the board. So our executive management team, if you like, currently consists of me, Mihir Magudia, Dan Anderson, our chief executive and president, and Bernard Landy, who is our chief financial officer. So joining that executive team is are Wendy Lee from the Asia Pacific region and Waqas Suhail from the Dubai region. Now, these are the 2 people who are closest to our biggest markets. These are the 2 people who probably take more calls from our members than anyone else in our business. They're probably the people closest to the day-to-day issues, the day-to-day challenges, and the day-to-day successes that our field experiences and faces. So it is absolutely right, given their insights, given their experience, given their tight relationships with Leo members all around the world, that they joined Dan, Bernard, and I on the board of directors. So very happy and delighted to welcome them to that executive management team that we have. So well done, Wendy. Well done, Waqas. You've achieved and contributed so much to the Leo business already. I can't wait to see what you do now you're on the board as well. So fantastic news for them. There's a great slide. Just reflecting for a moment on Mauritius, it really was a wonderful experience for me. It really was a privilege to meet so many of you, and it really was something that I was honored to be able to attend and to be at. I was able to spend a lot of time with our directors, and we had some fantastic director events. I was able to talk to lots of our members. I was able to take hundreds and hundreds of pictures with all of them, which was fun. And I was able to really get some wonderful insights into our local markets all around the world. And things like the sports day, where we had a team of Scandinavians from Finland and Sweden playing football against a team of Pakistanis and Chinese members, where the tennis between the Guadeloupeans and the UK team. It was just a real wonderful reflection of this global business that we have. It was a really inspiring and proud moment for me to just see people from all around the world celebrating together, on an amazing travel incentive together, having an incredible conference together, and just enjoying each other's company for a week on one of the most beautiful places in the world at the best Leo event we've ever done. So I was absolutely privileged to be there. And it's always great just for a moment to reflect on Mauritius from time to time and just remember how incredible that trip was. But I'm equally excited about Brazil next year, because Mauritius was amazing. Mauritius was incredible. Mauritius was an experience of a lifetime for everyone who was there, and it was certainly an experience of a lifetime for me. It's going to be very, very hard to better Mauritius. It's going to be very, very tough to have an even better event, even more epic, even more wonderful. But I'm sure we can do it. I'm convinced we can do it. I'm convinced that the Carnival in Brazil 2019 will be an event like no other. More beautiful, more epic, more wonderful experiences, even more time spent, even more fantastic announcements, even more wonderful things to talk about, even more incredible gifts. Brazil is the place to be next year. Brazil is your objective for this month, for this week, for whatever you need to do to make sure you're there. Because I'll let you in on something. I've had the distinct privilege of having been there. I was there in March, just before our Mauritius event, to check out the resort, to make sure it was up to Leo standards, to make sure they were ready for all of you, to make sure this was a place that we could hold an incredible event. And from personal experience, let me tell you, you want to be there. It's an incredible place. It's beautiful like few other places in the world are. It's exciting like few other places in the world are. The people are wonderful to talk to. They're full of energy, full of excitement. It's a country on the move. It's a country with places to go, and it's a country that absolutely reflects this fast momentum that we've got in the Leo business right now. And it's absolutely somewhere where you should all be next year in 2019. If you didn't make it to Mauritius, then you were sorely, sorely missed, I promise you. There are so many people who I wished were there with us, but couldn't make it for whatever reason. If you were unable to qualify, if you missed out on Mauritius, don't miss out on Brazil next year. And it's a straightforward thing to get there. You understand this incentive. It's an easy incentive to understand. Recruit a new person. Welcome them to the Leo family. Welcome them to your downlines. Welcome them to your Leo business. Work with them. Help them get off to a flying start. Help them build their business. Recruit them. Help them make an associate. And there's your ticket. Recruit them. Help them make an associate. And you'll be in Brazil. If you do it twice, if you recruit two people and they both go associate, we'll give you 2 tickets. Recruit 10 people and all 10 go associate, we'll give you 10 tickets. Recruit 700 people, and if all 700 people go associate, then you'll be the only team in the entire resort. So, whereas the Mauritius resort, we hired the whole thing, and we had about 350, 360 Leo members there. Just like that, in Brazil, we've hired an entire resort that's got space for like 700-800 people. And just like in Mauritius, every single guest there, every single room, every single person will be a Leo member. For those of you who were in Mauritius last week, hopefully you would have felt the sort of special feeling that I felt walking around this place. It wasn't like some blind corporate hotel with thousands and thousands of guests who could be anyone from anywhere. This was a place where every single face you saw, every single person you met was a Leo member, was there for the Leo event. The branding, the logos, the shields that Joel and his media team did. This was a Leo resort in paradise. And we're going along the same thing in Brazil next year. We've again agreed to take on an entire resort. So every single guest there, every single room there will be a member of your Leo family. Will be someone to talk to about their business. No matter where they are in the world, no matter what they look like, no matter where they've come from, you'll know that you have something in common with this person. And that's quite a good feeling. Because when you're wandering around the resort, when you're enjoying the activities, when you're lying on the beach, when you're swimming in the pool, when you're doing whatever it is you want to do, you'll know that around you is your Leo family. And we love that feeling in Mauritius, and we're recreating it for Brazil next year, but on a bigger, even more epic scale. So the website's live. It's been live for I think about a week or so. I think it's currently in English and Chinese, and French is on its way. Brazil2019.learnunknown.com. There's a video up there. Sorry, I'm being texted. There's a video up there about the event. There's a video about, well, a little bit of me wandering around the resort and on the beach in Brazil. There's more videos about what's going on, and it's a great website that gives you all the information you know to build your business. It gives you all the information you know to motivate your teams. I'm looking at this call and the names. Oh, Eric's here as well. Nice to see you. I'm looking at this call and the names on the list, and I can see so many people who are in Mauritius on this call today. You know what our events are like. You know how incredible they can be. Use that experience and make sure that every single one of your team members can have that same feeling, can have that same Leo VIP experience, can be treated to a holiday like no other, can attend conferences like no other, can get information like no other. And while they're having fun, while they're having a holiday, while they're having the time of their lives, being supported to build their business, being supported to change the futures of their families, being supported to change their lives. These annual conferences are not to be missed out on. These annual conferences are the things that can change your business, change your life, and change your future. And I want as many of you to come on there as possible. I want to see as many of you as I possibly can in the UK this September, or in Brazil, or both next year. Now, just like Mauritius, when we're out of space, we're out of space. There were 360 places in Mauritius, and they were all filled up. There are 700-800 places in Brazil, and I think they're going to fill up. Bear in mind, Mauritius, the incentive of that ran before we launched the digital market service, before we launched the gold project, before we told people about day 7. Leo is a different business now. Leo has momentum like you wouldn't believe. In Leo, people are building in new markets all over the world. Almost every single week, I see a new country pop up onto the sales charts as a new member joins in somewhere. Sometimes I've never even heard of the place. One of the great things that's happened since our event last week is we're getting lots and lots of new registrations and new signups from people who live in Mauritius. These are people who work in the resort. These are people who worked in the spa where some of our members enjoyed massages. These are people who our members met while they were out and about doing excursions on the island. And they're now Leo members. So we're seeing new markets develop all over the world. We're seeing new people join our business all over the world. And I'm convinced, I'm absolutely convinced that we will sell out of this very, very quickly. That more and more people, after they see some of the videos from Mauritius, after they talk to the people who are there, will do whatever it takes to get to Brazil as quickly as possible. And let me tell you, we of course already have a number of people qualifying. There's a lot of people who have already done what they need to have done. We only announced Brazil, I think 8 days ago, maybe 9 days ago, something like that. And we've already got qualifiers through the door. I think we're into sort of the couple dozen or something, which for just a few days is very, very speedy, very, very impressive work. So I know the incentive starts in May and runs to October. That doesn't mean you have until October to qualify. That means you have until we run out of tickets to qualify. So don't delay. Set your goals. I mean, forget it. Don't set your goals. You know what your goal is. Your goal is to get to Brazil next year. You know what you need to do. Find that person, support them, turn them into an associate. And I cannot wait to see you for another adventure of a lifetime in Brazil next year. So I think I pushed that hard enough. You know what you need to do. Don't miss out on Brazil 2019. Next up, a little bit about day 7. Now, had a few questions about this, a few people who want to know more and more and more about the project. I'm happy to summarize it again today, but there's an important point I want to make here. So the first thing is, day 7 is the way that anyone in the world can join Leo by making a local bank transfer from their local bank account to a local bank transfer in a bank account in the same country that they live in, sorry. Now, those of you who try to build in some of the tougher markets where there's credit controls and money controls and banking's not proper and there's no credit cards and people can't get Bitcoin and issue after issue after issue, will understand how powerful it is that day 7 provides a local bank account anywhere in the world for anyone in the world to pay into. It also provides a local bank account anywhere in the world for anyone in the world to withdraw their commissions. And some of you, I know, especially in, again, some of our tougher markets, have issues where it's quite hard to get your commission out after you've done your sales because local banking doesn't like it. International banking is expensive. Bitcoin's hard to sell. There's issues with all sorts of things. Day 7 solves all of those problems as well. Day 7 also provides a way for money to be transferred from one person to the other at a fraction of the cost that people currently pay Western Union, TransferWise, UPS, whoever it is you're paying, a fraction of that sort of cost, even cheaper than a Bitcoin transfer would be, which is pretty amazing. And it's a massive project because this will change the way our business works. This will change the way you recruit new people. This will change the markets you can reach. This will change the number of people you can reach from your country to the world. And that's amazing. That's a massive, massive change. And it'll take some time to do. Day 7 is sort of a stage thing. The first step of it's coming, I think, in about 4 or 5 months or so. Then about 12 months from now, you'll see the first fully working thing for most countries. And then about 24 months from now, you'll see it working properly. Now, what that means is, if you don't understand it fully now, don't worry about it. If you don't get all of the details now, don't worry about it. We'll publish new details, we'll release new things as we get to new milestones. The important thing about Day 7 is it will massively increase the number of people you can reach. It will massively increase the number of countries you can build in. In the meantime, there's no reason to delay. In the meantime, there's no reason to pause. You know what you're doing with our business. You know how to build. You know how to develop your market all over the world. You know how to sell the digital market service. You know how to sell the gold system. You know how to sell our Leo business. You know how to sell this incredible company that Dan and all of you are building together. So while you wait for more information on Day 7, while you wait for the profits from it to go into the Leo banking pre-shares and all of that stuff, don't worry about that. Leo will take care of Day 7. Leo will build the apps that we need to build. Leo will get the licenses we need to build. Leo will plunge all the profits straight into the Leo banking plan so that the rewards from that can start to come. That's all fine. You don't need to worry a single thing about that. Leo works on it and Leo will take care of it. In the meantime, build your business. In the meantime, focus on the digital market service. And you know what I'm going to say on this slide. You know it. I've said it for the last 4 months. We're incredibly, incredibly proud of what the digital market service has done already. These first 4 months have been phenomenal. I can see people on this call who bought 10 digital market services back in, I think, October or November. And they, when I saw them in Mauritius, had a permanent smile on their face. And hopefully that smile will continue at the end of this month as well. Because the rewards we've been able to do, and I'll be honest with you, have beaten what I expected I thought we could do. Every single month we've been well above our estimates, comfortably above them. Every single month the product has done what we thought it would do. Every single month we've delivered on what is an industry-beating product. There's nothing else like this out there. There's nothing that comes close in terms of what this product does for a business. And what's the next thing I'm going to say? We're 10 days out from the end of the month. We're 10 days away from the end of May. If your people, if your markets want their first reward to come in August, then make sure they secure their digital market service within the next 10 days. Don't delay. You don't want to have to wait till September to get your reward. And that's what will happen if your people don't buy the product until June. September feels like a lifetime away for me right now. I can't even imagine that far into the future. So make sure if you want your reward as quickly as possible, and I know you do, I know your teams do, and I'm 100% sure your new customers do, make sure they secure their digital market service as soon as possible. Because bear in mind, we always have the same issue at the end of every single month. Everyone tries to chuck in all of their orders, all of their bank transfers, all of their Bitcoin, all of their whatever on the very, very last day of the month. And then our support team has to go crazy. We take phone calls all night, right until the last second of the deadline. People saying, where's my PIN? Where's my code? Where's my? I did my bank transfer 3 seconds ago. Why haven't I got it yet? Why haven't I got it yet? Because they want to hit the deadline. Now, I understand the way the business works. I understand how people are. But maybe, you know, take advantage of the fact that it's 10 days away. You've got 10 days to do it. Make sure you get your digital market service in May, and don't give us a call on the 31st of May in an absolute panic because you've only just decided to make the transfer. You've only just decided to do it because the deadline's here. Work to that deadline. Use it to build your business. Use it to drive sales in your market, and make sure you don't miss out. Make sure your teams don't miss out on this incredible product. Now, this weekend, there's some incredible events coming up in Africa. The Momentum Tour, which started in Istanbul, went to Asia Pacific off Hong Kong on a beautiful boat, is now landing in Africa this weekend, on the west coast of Africa to be specific, in the Ivory Coast on Saturday, and then in Cameroon this Sunday. Our president, Dan Anderson, and Andy Hansen, our sales marketing executive consultant person, will be there this weekend. I've forgotten Andy's title in case you're wondering what that bit was. We'll be there this weekend to help build our Cameroonian and Cote d'Ivoirian business. Now, I know lots of our French-speaking team, our Francophone market, has many friends, relatives, contacts in these countries. But it's not just them. I know lots of our Chinese members have contacts in Cameroon. I've met some of our UK team who've had links into Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast. So if you have one in that region, in Ghana, in the next door countries, send them along. Give them a call. Tell them to take a bit of time this weekend. Go meet Dan, go meet Andy, and join the Momentum event. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but I think there's at least 1,000 people at each event. So anyone you send there will be suitably impressed by the scale of a Leo event. Anyone you send there will be well looked after by Andy, Dan, and our teams there. So delighted that the Momentum Tour is continuing. It's really sort of taken our whole business by storm, and it's really helping drive momentum, drive new growth in all of our markets around the world. And that's all down to the incredibly hard work that you and your teams have been doing. Onwards and upwards. Morocco. Gosh, I should work for a travel agency. Morocco this October, because Leo is doing something very special. Leo is helping our members see the world. Leo is taking our people to places they might never otherwise have gone, to see countries they might never otherwise have been to have experiences they could never do just by themselves. And Morocco this October is exactly that. This will be the first time we're going to Morocco for our executive trip. It's been the 5th and 9th of October. If you've never been before, if you've never experienced Morocco, I highly recommend it. It's an incredible place we go to in Marrakesh. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. The architecture, the scenery, the way that the desert from the Sahara hits the Mediterranean and Atlantic coasts is something to behold. The way the Atlas Mountains in the north of Morocco sort of float into, sort of charge their way down into the sea and then out into the desert. These are incredible, epic bits of scenery surrounded by some of the most incredible and historic architecture in the world. It is a beautiful clash of Moorish civilization sort of hitting Europe. It's just an amazing place to be and an amazing thing to experience in Marrakesh. And I really want to see you there. I can see lots and lots of leaders and big leaders on this call. You will have people about to go executive. You will have people on the cusp of it. Make sure they do by the end of June. Make sure they don't miss out. If you're not an executive yet, then I don't know what you're waiting for. Go for it. You can get there by the end of June. I've seen people go executive in a month, in a couple of weeks. You can just, if you've got the ambition, if you've got the plan in place, if you've got your goals set right, you can charge forward and make yourself an executive before the end of June and join us for the executive trip of a lifetime in Morocco. Because these trips, these exec trips, are quite special. They're much smaller, much more focused opportunities for our next generation of leaders to spend some time with Dan, to spend some time with me and other senior people from the corporate team. And what we do there is, as well as all the wonderful lifestyle stuff, as well as all the incredible things you get to see and do, we spend time with you talking about your business. We spend time with you talking about how you're going to get yourself to director, what it's going to take to lift your business to another level. And that's the real value of these executive trips. That's what you get out with them. You come out of them with a clear idea and a clear plan of what you're going to do to get yourself to director. I see so many directors already on this call. All of them have had that experience. All of them have been through their plan with us. All of them have talked to us about what they're going to do to build their business and get themselves up there to director. And look, they're on this call now. They're directors already. I can see there's a national marketing director. I can even see a regional marketing director on this call as well. So it's a great way to kickstart your business again. It's a great way, once you've worked so hard to get to executive, you need a new plan, you need a new goal, you need a new way of working to get yourself to director, and it's a wonderful, wonderful way of getting that plan in place. So build your business, get yourself to executive by the end of June, and if you came to Mauritius, if you're coming to the UK, if you get yourself to Morocco, if you get yourself to Brazil next year, you're going to be seeing the world in style for the rest of this year and into next. It's not a bad travel plan to have. If you kicked off your year with Mauritius, if you're going to come and join us in the UK this September, if you're going to be in Morocco in October, and then you're going to rocket yourself to Brazil next year, that's a year to look forward to. That is a year of business. That's a year of fun. That is a year like few others will ever experience. And I hope all of you get to do it. So, call to action is very, very, very simple. We're 10 days out from the end of the month. Don't lose the DMS this month. Don't make your people wait till September. It's ages away. Make sure you get your rewards by the 31st of August. Look what the people who adopted this thing early have got already. The people who got the digital market service in October, in November, in December are absolutely delighted with the world. The rewards that we've been able to provide them have been incredible, have smashed our estimates, have really, really done very, very well, and we're delighted with it. So there's no reason to wait. We have some of the best products in the world. We're talking about this amazing company that we've got. The names I see on this call, the people I was honored to meet in Mauritius, the people I see whenever I travel around and speak at events are some of the best business leaders, the best people in the world as well. There's no excuse anymore. Everything is here with your Leo business. We're changing lives. We're changing futures. We're fundamentally changing this industry. So until I speak to you next week, and I think Dan will be on the call as well next week, it's very, very simple. Use the digital market service. Use the gold packs. You know what you're doing. You know how to build business. Use these deadlines. Get yourself qualified for these incredible trips, because we've just come back from Mauritius, and I don't think it's unfair to say that some of the people there, their lives have been changed by that experience. Their lives have been changed by that trip, and their businesses are flying to the next level because of the inspiration they got, because of the momentum they've achieved, and because of the people they were able to talk to, the other leaders they were able to meet. This is a global business we've got here. There's wonderful, wonderful things we can all do together. Have an incredible week. I can't wait to see what you've done by next Monday. It's not long, but do it. And I can't wait to be congratulating more and more of our qualifiers for Brazil and the rest of our trips. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much indeed.